What's up, Dragon Brood? Today, we're gonna play a little bit of Golgari, but I want to do something different, right? Because we've done like the festival stuff, we've done kind of the hardcore mid-rangey stuff. I was thinking, what if we did something where we ramp a little bit, but we go real big to the biggest things we could play. Still gonna be a mid-rangey feel, but we're gonna try to play with a few cards we don't get to play with all that often, and play some really big ones. So let's see what that looks like on the standard ladder. Remember, if you'd like to support me and the channel and get extras and access to cool stuff and even get your stuff featured here, join the button down below, hit the button, join the channel. And if you need to get supplies, check out shop.ultrapro.com/PowrDragn and use promo code PowrDragn because they'll give you 5% off most of the stuff you shop with over there or pick up, and they give me a kickback. So lots of good stuff happening there. Okay, so let's get into this list here. We're starting out pretty simple with our removal on the top with 3 Bloodchief's Thirst and 2 Infernal Grasp. And honestly, I could see an argument being made for a 3rd Infernal Grasp and just 2 Thirst if you want to do that. Mostly so you can hit more of the instant speed creatures on their turn, maybe hit a creature land, something like that. I don't think that's unreasonable. However, I figured the deck we were going to be playing is going to have a fair amount of tapped lands and different things. So if the removal is cheaper, it puts fewer pressure on our decisions and, you know, how we want to play our lands, mapping out our turns. So I'm going to go 3 and 2. I'm going to try out Reclusive Taxidermist here because I wanted something early that made mana. Anything else I could find was either a 1/1 or the wrong colors. So I decided I'm going to play with this as a 1/2. And then later in the game, it is a 4/4, which could matter. But if nothing else, you just pay 2. And then you're going to 4 mana on turn 3. So we'll see how often we get it. I don't really know. We're trying out 3 Shigeki. I'm a little dubious because it is legendary and we might want to actually have another Reclusive Taxidermist, but can help you find land if it lives, and obviously getting the stuff out of the graveyard is really good. I'm playing a couple of Graveyard Trespasser, mostly because I couldn't really decide if I wanted to go more Briarbridge or more Trespasser. However, my decision on playing the Trespasser was that there are things in the black or black-white control decks that you want to get rid of the graveyard, out of the graveyard, so they can't get them back. Also, there are still some random Reanimator, Velomachus type decks floating around, so Trespasser's pretty good there too. Briarbridge Tracker, though, does come with an option for us to be able to draw a card, so I couldn't really decide, just decided to split them up, and we're going to go 2 and 2. Then we have 3 Topiary Stomper just to help us ramp up. And honestly, Topiary on 3 to be able to set up a turn 5 thing the next turn is actually pretty sweet too when you see our 5 mana spells. But then we have 4 Binding of the Old Gods because again, we get to ramp mana and we get to destroy whatever we want, so that's also good. Could also be another argument for not playing that extra Bloodchief's Thirst because you can also hit other targets that Infernal Grasp can't, so maybe the instant speed is better. I don't know. Again, it's probably going to be personal preference, but I'm going to just put that out there. Then we have 2 Lolth Spider Queen. And again, if we Topiary Stomper and Spider Queen, we're not mad about it. That's actually just fine. We can dig that. Or into an Invoke the Ancients. And this is also even better. So we like that a lot. Especially because if you do Topiary Stomper into Invoke the Ancients, the reality is your opponent's not going to be able to meat hook or anything on that next turn. Probably not even the following turn to be able to get rid of your 4/5s. So they have to have actual hard removal, or they're going to have to like 2-for-1 do like block and use some burn spell or whatever. And if that's the case, then you'll take those exchanges all day. So yeah, hopefully it works out the way we want. And then we have 2 Workshop Warchief, because I've only had this, I think, in one list where I played like maybe 1 copy. So I'm kind of glad getting a chance to throw it in here, because again, this is something we don't get to play a lot with. Same can be said of Invoke the Ancients. But I like this because we have been seeing more control decks on the ladder lately over the last few days. Not sure why, it's just the opponents we've been running into. So Workshop Warchief gives us a few options in the sense that we could use it to try to get a card, but most importantly, it's a 5/3 that if they do kill it, we end up getting a 4/4. Now, it doesn't matter if they exile it, we don't get anything, obviously, but all the other stuff, the sweepers, the meat hooks, whatever, still results in us getting a creature, and that's plenty for us. And then we've got Titan of Industry. I debated how many we're going to play here because we are doing a fair amount of ramp and setting stuff up, and I kind of wanted to go to 4, but that felt a little bit greedy, so I'm just going to go with 3. But mostly because we're also playing Turn Timber Symbiosis. We're playing a couple of these in here. Now, admittedly, these are basically lands 25 and 26, so we may not be using them as spells that often, but that's okay if we don't. It's kind of just a backup play. Then, of course, we have 2 Meathook Massacre, because if you have all the mana and you're playing black and green, why wouldn't you play Meathook? The rest of the way are just lands. We've got Hive of the Eye Tyrant, Swamp, Beseiju, 6 Forest, 3 Lair of the Hydra, 4 Darkboar Pathway, 4 Deathcap Glade, 4 Zeotours, Proving Ground. I was thinking, do we really want Proving Grounds or not? But the truth is, it lets us cycle, and it gives us access to some extra cards, because we don't really have much. It's really like this, Lolth, and I think that's really it. Everything else is just being tricky to get stuff into play. So we want to have a few of these in the deck, and they do provide both colors, which is important, because we do have stuff that needs triple or even quadruple green alongside double black. So if we can alleviate some of that, that's all the better. But does it work? That's what y'all want to know. So as always, we're going to play the games. And at the end of the games, we're going to talk about what we would update, what we would change based on what we learned from the games we play. So be sure to check that out at the end of the video. Plus, there's going to be a sweet card spotlight, because there always is. But for now, go play the games or watch the games. I'll play the games, and then I'll see you on the other side. Oh boy. Can we keep this? I mean, I guess so, because we have Blood Chief's Thirst. Alright, let's try it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's see what we can do with this. I mean, the best bet is we get to kill a Jukai Naturalist. Okay, they didn't have the white mana there, so that's somewhat good. I mean, I am a bit concerned for when they do get the white mana, but I mean, I guess this is what we do for now, so we don't take too much damage next turn. And killing the Visitor obviously is really good too. But, I mean, okay, Weavers, so we take 2 anyway. Seems legit. Ah, there's the white mana. So I guess we're about to just get some things exiled. Is that the takeaway to this story? Yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to do here. I feel like maybe even if we got a Meathook, it's not going to be quite good enough in time. I mean, we just have to hit some of our big bodies. I think that's kind of our way out of this. I mean, they can 1-for-1 get rid of the tracker, attack for 5. That's still really good. Yeah, okay. That sounds solid. And then they either put a counter or draw a card. Oh, they decided they're going to draw a card here, obviously, since they didn't put the counter on. Alright, how crazy is it? Alright, because let's say I would have blocked there, for sure. Okay, we can Shigeki, block, draw. Alright. I feel like this is just bad. Honestly. Yeah, alright. We're going to lose both creatures, I think, here. Might as well attack. Because the only visions I have of this going anyway are us getting 2 creatures exiled. I mean, if they block, we're cool, because I'm assuming we're going to lose it anyway. If that's not the case, that's kind of interesting. And I don't think the opponent's hand or land, because they just started playing the white mana, and I would assume they would have played that on turn 2 if they had it, but maybe not. Oh, strange. The opponent AFK here? Nope, there we go. Maybe they really were just contemplating blocking or not. I mean, I can't see us winning this one, honestly. This feels like it's just going to get out of hand too easily. The good news is we're not taking a ton. They'd be gaining a bunch of life here, which is not great, but yeah, no. Yep, Naturalist. Pump up your bigger dude. Sounds like a plan. I mean, currently we're oh, they have another card. Well, never mind. Yep. All right, cool. I mean, I don't know. I guess we let it ride. Maybe there's a way. I doubt it, though. They can gain all the life they want here, though. It doesn't really change anything. I mean, maybe if we get a, you know, I guess we could draw Binding would be legit here. Because we're kind of in the, like, just deal with the opponent's threats phase if we can. That's not going to get us there. That is not going to get us there either. That's really bad stuff. We drew lots of rampy things, but that is all. Not good. Not good. Alright. Well, this is just going to hurt a lot. Yeah, I don't think this is going to do enough of anything, unfortunately. And their hand obviously isn't lands because they didn't play one last turn, so... we can keep them from gaining some life by blocking with Shigeki. Oh, there's a land there. And just return it to our hand, so that sort of helps. But it's not a huge help. And we could usually normally block with the Terra Stomp or a Topiary Stomper by returning Shigeki if we hit a land. But one, that's a gamble, and two, it would mean we actually just give them more life anyway. We have another Shigeki, but I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Depending on what they play, we may have to double block anyway. If they have, well, they didn't play their Trample Rune here, so maybe it's not a thing. They only let that be a 3, huh? Well, that's kind of interesting. Okay. So we have to block one of the 7s here. Yeah, alright. Is what it is. So we're going to take 12. I mean, we don't really have any other play, so here goes. That... Oh, and there goes one of our bindings. Ugh. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that meat hook's not going to be quite good enough, I don't think. Well, I say that. We could meat hook for 3. And we could play a Shigeki, which does let us block, and that gains us some life, actually. And we don't lose a Topiary Stomper. Huh. So if we play meat hook for 3, leaves us 2 mana. We can play a Shigeki. Actually, we could play another Topiary Stomper. And then we could possibly double block something. Okay. I mean, I don't think they'll block. I mean, who knows? Maybe they will. I mean, they're 34. I assume you just let it through. The only reason I'm attacking, because it'd be rough if they block and then I have to kill my own Topiary Stomper here. That would be rough. Let's go ahead for 3, as our plan was. And then we're going to play this. I think I just go Topiary Stomper here, honestly. And then if things don't work, we just use Shigeki to return a Binding. And then cast Binding. It's not like the greatest plan, but, you know, it's a plan. Okay, we're going to lose a Topiary Stomper, which means we're going to end up having to jump. They actually didn't get any of their... I'm about to say it and jinx myself, so I'll wait till they play it. I was about to say something. I'm like, nah, let's just see what they do first. Though, you know what? If we draw another meat hook, we can wipe the whole board. So, I mean, there's things. There's things. Let's see what's up. They didn't immediately play a card and attack, so that might be good news. All right, they're moving to attack. And they're not gonna, they don't want to lose that to a double block. Okay. Okay. All right, now we've got a few things cooking here. We have all the Shigekis in the world, so we might as well just get cards back. This lets us get Non-legendary cards from our graveyard. So we could just get the removal here, actually. Removal being Bloodchief's Thirst and Infernal Grasp, since those are cheap. And we could do that. That would take 6 mana, because you need 2 green and then 2 and 2. And then we can still cast them both. So yeah, let's do that. Let's go for 2. Let's get this and this. You make the call, opponent. You make the call. If we're somehow able to turn this around, this is going to be wild. I don't know if we can, but, I mean, we're going to make a hell of a fight trying. Okay, so we get to gain another life. Awesome, awesome. Now, if we attack... Yeah, we might as well attack with both here. Because we have an Infernal Grasp in hand. So this is going to be hard to go wrong. Okay, and as much as we could play the other Shigeki, I think we're just going to pass. Because then we could just kill something during their end step, Shigeki again to get the same spells back. And then we've effectively cleared their board while we're attacking for 8. Maybe more with the Hive of the Eye Tyrant. And if they get, like, Hallowed Haunting, then we just return Binding and kill the Haunting. Alright, opponent's going to the attack step. I mean, we'll block. I ain't afraid. I ain't scared. Your turn. Let's kill... Portrait of Machiko. Mostly so when we go to attack, if they block with a Kami, they have to find another enchantment to be able to get the Kami back. Because, like, if we kill it, then they just block with Machiko. They're getting the Kami back, and then we have to deal with that the next turn anyway. So we're better off just killing that right now. All right, where are we at? We might just go ahead and Shigeki for 8, honestly. I mean, we could all get back Shigeki, Bloodchief, Infernal Grasp. Oh, it has to be non-legendary, actually. So we'd have to get back Binding. But I was thinking that's 5, 6, 7, 8. Leaves us 2 up to use a removal if we need to. Or we could just shortcut it. There's that, too. Or are we looking for another creature to move the game forward, now that we have the Binding in hand? That's a real thing. But let's get 3 things with this. I think that's safe. Actually, you know what? Nah, let's not get greedy. Whoa, just 2. Because we can get this and this again. Yeah. I think that's the play here. Then we just kill this. And as long as we have an Infernal Grasp available, we keep the Lair of the Hydra from doing anything significant. And then next turn, we have enough to Binding plus Infernal Grasp, or Binding and even attack with Hive of the Eye Tyrant if we wanted to. And even here, it's almost worth it to just let them layer and block, because then you're just trading straight up. Can you protect your Duder? Oh, looks like they do have something to protect it. Nope, they don't. Alright, they're going to take 8. Okay. This is a huge way to start a video, y'all. This is a huge comeback. Like, this is unreal. Yeah, alright, we did it. Okay, we get to go first. Got Taxidermist, Shigeki. Alright, this seems fine. First things first, let's see if Taxidermist lives. That's going to be a big part of things. But even if it dies, we could end up Topiary Stomper, then just draw a land, and then go right into Invoke the Ancients. That's actually not terrible either. So there's some reasonable options here. Okay. Does this get a Fading Hope? It does get a Fading Hope. At least I'm assuming that's what that pause is. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's like a slip out the back. I wouldn't be opposed to that either, but I don't think they want to hit that here. Alright, they chose not to do anything to this. Huh. That's a very interesting thing. Okay, let's go Topiary Stomper. As much as I need another black land, we need to make sure we have enough green in case something happens to the taxidermist here, which is very likely. Alright. Like I said, I assumed there was a Fading Hope there. Little interesting they didn't use it on turn 1 and left it open, because there was a chance we could have done more damage on this turn had we had the right cards in hand. Having access to 4 mana there. Would you like to bounce my Topiary Stomper? That would be sweet. I guess we go with this and Shigeki. I mean, if they just deal 3 damage or something to all of our creatures, so be it. We'll deal with the consequences. Yep, seems good. Now, the plus side is 2 Fading Hopes are gone. So it means if we do resolve and invoke the Ancients, I don't know how we will, but if we do, they're more likely going to get to stick on the board here. Barring the opponent having like a burn down the house. But right now, I don't see a way for us to really make too much happen. So it's very disappointing. So we're just going to go ahead and play Taxidermist again, and we're going to pass. Because we could at least use Shigeki to go search for a land. And that'll make life a little bit easier. Big score. Alright, well, that's probably bad for us. Because now they have access to 7 mana. Can't be great. Hell, the best thing we can hope for is maybe to try to flash in a Hullbreaker or whatever, and then we can kill it with this. Though we lose our Topiary Stomper in the process, but, you know, is what it is. Alright. We'll try to use it. Yeah, not sure what they thought was going to happen. Ooh, we barely got 1 card out of that. 1 option. Yeah, so now they don't even get to go learn. I would have attacked the Taxidermist there. Alright, so now we have to figure out what's worth trying to play. I think we don't want to play a spell. If we do anything, we want it to probably be a creature. So, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, that doesn't really help us. I guess we try this. I mean, there's a chance it just gets countered, but, you know, what are we going to do? I was going to say, they'd have to blow up their treasures and stuff for that to be the case. And that would have been more than reasonable. I guess we're just going to attack for 1. I mean, if you flash a fairy in or something and block it, meh. It is what it is, I guess. That's just our bad luck. Okay, Prismari command, sure. Oh, they're drawing 2, discard 2, and getting a treasure. They're not even killing our taxidermist. So they must be looking for some type of sweeper or something here. Because they're definitely digging hard. They're still at 19, though. So, I mean, they have some wiggle room. All right, they're going to look at more cards. Goodness gracious. So they've used 2 iterations, a big score, scryed twice with Fading Hope, and got off a Prismari command where they tutored. Okay. Also, by the way, there's Arcane Bombardment, so we do need to save our mana for the binding, because, you know, that's a thing. Okay. What are the things we can do here? and not get ourselves killed. So we've seen enough bombardment decks. We play some of our own. We know there's at least going to be burn down the house. So keeping that in consideration, let's attack. Yeah, let's attack. Okay, they had another Fading Hope. So, okay. It is what it is, man. Like, if the opponents just draw them, they draw them. Just get any type of thing? Nope. And then we lost randomly sound in arena. That's weird that we lost it without anything really happening, but that happens these days. Okay. So if we can find a land, we can attack for 10. Okay, they're big scoring. This is good for us, though, that they're digging for a big score. So downside is, if they resolve, I was actually hoping maybe we can get some stuff out of their graveyard. But if they resolve an Arcane Bombardment, they do have a lot of things to hit. So it may not be as bad as it seems on the surface. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They would have 2 mana open. Maybe more. Didn't get a land. I don't really see a way to get a land other than maybe Briar Bridge, sack the token, see if we draw a land. Would be our only thing. Nothing in the yard's really going to get us out of trouble here. Too many Shigekis in hand. Yeah, this is a tough one, but I think this is what we're supposed to do. We're just going to attack here. Actually, you know what? Oh, you see the guard approach. Okay, that's fine. It actually was wrong here to not play the Briar Bridge tracker. Mostly because I'm assuming, because I'm going to play the tracker here anyway, and I'm assuming the tracker's probably going to die to whatever happens on their turn. So, if that's the case, I should have just tried to get 4 more damage in here. Honestly. Because I'm not doing anything else with my mana. I mean, because if I'm going to Shigeki, I want to Shigeki for more. Okay, well, ended up not mattering anyway, so is what it is. But we tried. Alright, the other problem here is if they do burn down the house, they have 3 mana open that could potentially just deal with our other thing. Alright. Well, what's in your hand? If it's not negates and such, what are we worried about here? And we still didn't get a land. Boy. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So we'd have 3 left. Those aren't helping us get where we want to go, huh? Did I get hit with a negate? Or some other counter? It dissipate. Yeah, we saw one of those in their graveyard. That's fine. What are we looking to do here? I mean, I guess we're just going to attack. And then play another Taxidermist? I mean, if it dies, it dies? I don't know. I assume they're on some Arcane Bombardment type play here. And the only reason I didn't play Blood Chief and try to save the binding for the Arcane Bombardment is that I didn't want to give them more treasure to make it easier for them to maneuver on the coming turns. But it looks like they might be trying to kill the War Chief and be able to get rid of the 4/4 that comes behind it. And I know I'm not going to get to attack with our Lair of the Hydra because they've just been sitting on a Field of Ruin and they have plenty of mana, so that's not going to be a thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 7 mana for this big boy. All right. I can't. No, they've got to have an answer. You're not just not doing anything here. Okay, cycling a Magma Opus. Oh wow! What? Really? Like the end to this game was not at all what I thought was gonna happen. Right? I'm assuming they're gonna do something, flash in something, whatever, And then we're going to try to play a Titan, maybe, and, you know, probably make a 4/4 and put a shield on the Titan. But, like, why even attack with the dragon there if you have nothing else in hand? Like, their play literally, which, wait, they could have, but they could have just cast Magma Opus, right? Because Goldspan Dragon's giving them 2, 4, 6, yeah, 7, 8, 9. They had 10 mana even before getting. I don't know what just happened. I, for real, have no clue. Oh well, on to the next one. Oh boy, we get to go first, but not the most explosive hand here. And by explosive, not the most, I mean not at all. But if we could maybe get lucky and find like a taxidermist next turn, maybe that'll do a little something something. Or even Shigeki wouldn't be bad just to get something down. Well, doesn't look like that's going to be a possibility. So we'll just see where this goes now. I've got no clue. And of course we drew that late. Let's start with this. Alright, this isn't the worst thing, right? Because if they target it to kill it, then they discard a card. If they don't play anything, we get to turn it into a 4/4, so there's that. We discarded a Saw It Coming, not a surprise. Huh. We have a Blood Cheese Thirst or a Binding. I think we'll just use a Binding to kill this. I mean, it's possible they play something random we want to kill later, but I think this is fine for now. I'm just debating if I want to put this on green or on black, but I think we're going to put it on black just in case something comes up. We want to use the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll discard this other one, I suppose. Just in case there's something we want to kill with a Binding or with a Thirst, we have access to that other mana. Because Hive's going to come into play tapped. We do get another land from the Binding, and then maybe we somehow magically get to resolve a Turn Timber Symbiosis. We'll see. Oh, they're going to Baleful Mastery, discard a card, and give us a card. I don't hate that exchange. Does make me feel like maybe they've got a negate or something. So yeah, I was gonna say we're exactly looking for something like that. So that's good. Not sure if I want. Yeah, we'll put a Proving Ground in. Let's go with this. This gets us a land. Play that tapped, and we'll pass. So we have a live Topiary Stomper, and we have a Hive of the Eye Tyrant now. That's active. Invoke Despair. Sure. Opponent gets a card. Ooh. I was thinking I might want to try this, since it's one of the few opportunities I'm going to have to resolve it. I think we should. I say let's go for it. Risk it for the biscuit. We did find a Titan. Ooh, both of them are together coming up. That's both good and bad. We're going to make a 4/4. We're going to put a shield counter. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8. If we played a land, maybe we do both of these next turn. You know what? I'm gonna wait. Because we might need to cycle this for more cards. Don't want to get too greedy. Oh, Baleful Mastery. Okay. Wow. Okay then, deck. Be like that. What the hell? 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't leave us nearly enough land, so let's attack with this 4/4. See if they decide they want to bounce it or some such. Because they might. They have opted to not do that. Let's play this dude. See if it resolves. It does. So we'll get a 3 life. I'm going to go ahead and play one of these. And we're going to end the turn. Have another exile spell? Okay, we're just going to Siphon Insight. I mean, I guess the good news is they can't play anything too crazy. Well, that's not true. If they play a land, they could play a big Titan if they pulled one from us. But we know one of the Titans is at the bottom of the library already. So there's only one left they were going to be able to get. Blood on the Snow. All right, we get a 4/4. They don't get anything back, so we like that. We will attack seas. We will get rid of... All of these are kind of silly. Let's get rid of this, I guess. Alright, we'll play Lair of the Hydra. Pass. And then get to cycle a Zeator's Proving Ground. And then they're going to have something really good here. Okay. Invoke Despair. Sure. I mean, if you get a land and a Fading Hope, I mean, that's probably the only thing we're worried about. Yep, and that should be more than enough. Because we activate this. And then we activate this for 1, 2, 3. And then we attack. All right. Don't know how we got there against that deck, but we did. Oh, boo. You know what, though? We still keep it. We're on the draw. We got 3 turns to draw a third land. Hopefully it's untapped. Okay, there we go. That helps a lot, actually. Because then hopefully here we get to kill something. Then next turn... Okay. That's actually not a bad thing to get to kill, though, to be honest. Question becomes... Actually, we're probably playing against some more aggressive decks, so let's take this stance here. Let's kill that. Let's go ahead and play this tapped. I don't know how long the game's going to go where that even is a realistic possibility to do anything here. Fable, sure. We'll play this, get rid of Tenacious Underdog. Okay. So this just looks like Rakdos Sacrifice or Rakdos Aggro type stuff going on here. I mean, I will block. Feel free to give up spells or whatever it is you want to do to kill this guy. Because it's going to cost you a minimum 2 cards. And I am alright with this. Yeah, so it looks like Sacrifice is the thing. Harvester. Okay, that's going to be a little annoying. But we should be able to survive that okay. Let's go and go with this for the short term. We can meet Hook next turn. Actually, if things go right, we can meet Hook for 2 and end up with the only creature on the board. So that wouldn't be so bad. Am not blocking. Because, you know, we have a plan. We're going to stick to the plan. Ooh, Obnixilus. That's annoying. That's highly annoying, actually. Was not planning on that. Maybe I should have blocked.
Go sow some chaos.
Now what does Meat Hook for 2 look like?
You work for me now, Runt.
Okay, this is a real question. I don't know what Meat Hook looks like here now. Because, like, we get to gain life back. They obviously would try to kill our Briarbridge tracker, and then we take 1. However, if we just attack, do they just double block with the 1/1s? But do we care if that's all they do? Like, this is a hard little equation for me to figure out here, y'all. I mean, I feel like we still need to just Meat Hook anyway. and then try to binding one of them. I don't know what we do after that. So yeah, let's... I mean, let's just see what's up. We'll attack the opponent, because I don't think they're actually going to... If we attack Obnixilis, they're going to block anyway. So... Okay. They're still blocked with ones. So if they shoot us with it... Nah, it doesn't change anything. Yeah. There was no way. I was just taking a shot here on what could happen. But yeah, we really didn't have a way around that. So let's go with... Yeah, we just meat hook for 2. We tried. There's just no other role play here. I was looking. The other option was, though, we could have killed Reflection and tried to, like, buy time to see if we could get to the Obnixilises. Obnixili. But that would have been it. Now, the plus side, we do get to kill some things. You know, we're at 18 life, so it's not like the worst.
Go ahead. Plead for mercy.
Yeah, we go to 14.
By coin or carnage.
That's going to get annoying. That probably helps. Kill one of these. Oh, I should have killed the actual one and not the token. Well, I guess killing the token makes sense, though.
Not worth the effort.
Put this on green, I guess. And then we pass till I figure this situation out. Not sure what this needs to look like just yet. Deadly Dispute, huh? What happens if we kill... Because this is sacrifice an artifact, right? I guess it doesn't really matter. Alright. Sure. We're in rough shape here. That's all I know. And I gotta figure out how we get out of this. My guess is it probably starts with some combination of, like, exactly lands Titan.
And you lose everything.
Which feels very sketchy, but it might be all we can do. Harvester. Okay, well, we can't do much about it. You have a Harvester. Yep, do your thing. Alright, draw. Nope. I mean, I guess we get to kill Obnixilis. We got a land, so we got Titan next turn. So that's beneficial. Alright, we can kill Obnixilis. We can kill a Blood Tithe Harvester. We're still going to end up at what? Like, very low life total here. Next turn. Which is tough, because then it means we probably have to gain life and kill the anvil, which is very disappointing, but that might be our only way to stay alive.
Ruined all my fun.
Okay. Yeah, I think that might be all we can do. And we're going to be at probably like 6-ish life. Whew. Underdog. Not helping our case any. Sure. We killed this guy? I mean, we're going to take 2 instead of 3? I mean, it's not ideal, but, you know, I mean, I guess if they have Deadly Dispute, they just do. Yeah. I mean, if they just have the cards, they have the cards. You just gotta give it to them. Credit to the opponent. If you draw well, you draw well. Good news is we don't have to take the 2. So there's that. So they kind of did us a solid. All right. So we play a land. Can we... we're at 10. Every time they're sacking something, we're getting a life, though, so it's not the end of the world. But we probably still blow that up and put a shield counter on the Titan. Man, I hate that. I'm wondering, though, can we survive if we just make the 4/4? I'm going to do that. And just see if we can draw our way out of this. Just like, give me a 4/4. Give me a shield counter on my Titan. And we'll just see what's up. I mean, I guess they could deal 4 to our Rhino. Yeah, exactly. Sack the treasure. That makes sense. Okay. Alright. Maybe we got to find another Titan. Maybe that's the way out here. If they sack that, they don't get anything for it. Yep. Another anvil. Okay, so now they're going to be making double the number of tokens. So now we do have to find a way to kill an anvil, which we do have a couple of bindings and 2 more Titans left, so we can do it. There's also a Beseju, I believe. Not that I want to give the opponent more mana, but, you know, is what it is. Question is, can we race this? I don't know that we can. Let's see. If opponent attacks for 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's a Beseju. So that is a thing. Do we just lose the Titan? It has Death Touch right now. Not that that matters, because all their stuff is small. Okay. Let's do this first. So I don't think we have a choice here. We got to get rid of these. Instead of them, like, using them on their turn or whatever. Yeah, that's fine. Let's just gain a life, lose a life. They do get to search for a land, though, which I'm not excited about, but, you know, is what it is. Opponent's at 19. We can make a land that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to block something if we have to. They put that in play for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boy, this is going to be tough. I guess we go for it. At some point, we got to try something. And if our Titan just dies to spot removal, it just dies. Oh, they're not even going to deal damage to the Titan. This tramples, opponent. That was the best possible thing. We didn't lose a shield on our Titan. We got full damage, and we made them waste a thing. I don't think... Why is the opponent still doing this on our turn with us having a meat hook? I don't know if they figured this out yet. It's much better to use those on their turn. Sure? So now we're just going to have a meat hook parity, I guess is what they're aiming for here. Which, you know, respect. I get it. So now I will slowly die to the anvil if I don't find an answer to it. Uh-oh, we're getting something out of the graveyard? Oh, they might just be about to... Well, no, they don't have enough black mana. So they can't play the underdog here. This is also a scenario where if we were to get the Rhino, we might actually... If we got the Rhino, would we play the Rhino with haste? I think we would. Okay, we can make this for 5. And I guess we just block the construct. Take 2, go to 8. This will drain us for 1. We go to 7. Then they have a blocker. But if we do this, then... Alright. We're putting our creature at bigger risk here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, that checks. but I feel like we kind of got to do something. This feels like the better block, because if we block the 1/1, they're just replacing it. At least this way, we're preventing the most damage. We would probably lose our Lair of the Hydra, but... you know, like, sort of how I feel about it right now. Like, what are we going to do otherwise, you know? Alright, so that actually worked out okay. We ended up back at 8 life for the turn, so that's not so bad. Opponent's at 14. I don't know what those 2 cards are. I'm assuming stuff that takes black mana, and somehow we won. Alright, so overall, that actually kind of worked out. Now, I'm still not sure if I want to go heavier on the Graveyard Trespasser or if I want to keep more of the Briarbridge Tracker. So that one may just stay a 2-2 split for now. However, I think there's more of a discussion to be had around what do we do with the 2 mana slots, right? Do we want more of the Taxidermist, or are we trying to just play with the split of having those extra Shigeki? Now, I'm tempted to go ahead and say, let's cut a Shigeki and we just play 2, and then we go up on the Taxidermist. Because technically, if they live, then you kind of get the same thing you would get anyway going into the next turn, but you don't necessarily have to use the mana. You can go right to that next mana point, if you will. So I think that's pretty good, and late in the game, having another 4/4 body is actually pretty relevant. But Shigeki getting the cards back, as we saw in one of those games, was really damn good. So I'm going to leave that up to y'all to decide which way you like it. I think I'm going to go with 4 Taxidermists, though, because I feel like being able to get an early binding or even an early Lolth is just that much better, honestly, than having to leave mana up, use Shigeki, all that other stuff. So that's the way I'm going to go on it. But overall, I thought the deck actually played okay. Every card got to come into play and do something during the course of our games, which is always very good. So we kind of got to see them all in action, and they all worked. So that's awesome. Do I like this better than some of the other Golgari decks we built? I don't know. I kind of like the options of whenever we can play stuff with, like, the Festival. You know, I think that's really good. The Storm of the Festival allows you to do some cool, neat things. But I don't hate where we're at with this one. I think it's just a matter of, like, I like that it exists, that if you want to use different cards that you have available, now you have some different options within Golgari. Yeah, and one more note I wanted to throw in. This is kind of a post-edit thing, but you're going to see, whatever. It's while I'm editing. But I had the thought of realizing that I decided not to include a couple of losses because either one, we just got like the super slow hand where we drew all the expensive stuff and then, you know, didn't really cast anything. Or they were a couple of games that were very long against control decks, and we're already a slower deck, so the games ended up being like 25-ish minutes, and they just wouldn't have done much for the runtime of the video. So just want to put that out there. I believe there were like 3 losses, but just wanted to include that so you know they happened and they were there. Not sure if it matters to any of y'all, but there you go. Now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Journey to Eternity. And this kind of comes back to how I've spotlighted several cards from Ixalan and Rivals of Ixalan, because a lot of this stuff has been forgotten. But almost all of these double face cards are actually worth something. And part of the reason is they're really popular in formats like Commander. Particularly in this case, you just put this on a creature, then when the creature dies, this comes back into play flipped on the backside, which is really good because it allows you to get any creature from your graveyard into play. So straight from the graveyard to the battlefield. That's very powerful whenever you're playing some of those longer games that are going to be drawn out for a bit and actually fill up your graveyard. So yeah, this card's really cool and it's not that expensive. You should be able to find them for about $6 wherever you're looking. And like I was saying earlier, if you enjoyed this deck or you just want to check out some other Golgari stuff, I'll link one of the others from earlier in the season so you have a few other options depending on what your card collection looks like. You should be able to build one of these. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.